My name is Joelle Novey, and I help congregations of all faith traditions across our region respond to climate change. I believe that a church, mandir, meeting house, synagogue, temple, or ethical society is one of the most powerful places in the world to have a conversation about how we've damaged our climate and what we're called to do about it. I believe that the climate crisis is a mirror that is helping us see the truth of ourselves more clearly. We are interdependent with each other and with all life and with the whole world. And I believe we can only care for our children, our neighbors, honor the sacred, and do right by future generations if we stop burning fossil fuels and come together to repair our damaged climate now. Just last summer, I was invited to join other faith climate leaders in the woods in Maine. Most of us protect and defend the climate from behind our laptops indoors. And I am someone, despite being a lifelong climate activist, who mostly thinks of the natural world as wallpaper, and that my activities are the action and nature is the background. Before we walked through the Maine woods, we were asked to find a plant, a bug, a fish beneath the surface of the lake, some small little tree or plant or creature, and just ask it with curiosity, what is it like to be you? And then listen for the answer in whatever way it came. And I found this invitation transformative in turning the more than human world into more than wallpaper, but into a community of beings and rocks and soil, all of which were making their way, and an inspiration to bring that spirit of listening and curiosity to each other and to the whole world. We can diagnose the climate crisis we're seeing externally in the spiritual errors that human beings have made about our role in the world and our interdependence with all things. I have challenged myself and many of the congregations I work with to ask, where do I see the error that makes the climate crisis possible in my own household, in my own communities? It's a very hard question because it focuses us on what our role is in this. It's a mistake to think that we're alone in the world and that we do not fundamentally have a place with the animals in the world, interdependent with the plants, that we are still, at the end of the day, a part and not apart. Asking, what is it like to be you in the woods, is the kind of question that returns us to that family where we belong. I was a sensitive and earnest kid who took everything we were taught very seriously. And so it seemed to me that some of the religious ideas, like the idea that every human being is made in God's image, was radical. And it would change everything if we really lived it out or took it seriously. And my whole adult life really has been asking over and over again my own communities to think about what living out our values would look like, and then asking other communities that same question. If you were to live according to the values you yourself honor and return to and study when you come to your faith community, what would that look like in this time where burning fossil fuels has transformed our one planet's life-giving climate? The folks who inspire me are the hundreds of people I've had the opportunity to work with in their faith communities across this region who are heartsick about what's happening to our climate and feel called by their own traditions and commitments to find ways to respond, and are inviting their own communities over and over again to live out their values. Singing in faith-based choral settings has been an important part of my life for many years. In college, I sang with both Mizmor Shir, which at the time was the college Jewish a cappella group, and I also sang for a time with Kumbha singers, the choir in the Black spiritual tradition. And then once I moved to DC, I sang with Songrise, DC's all-women social justice a cappella group, for many years. And of course, I've been singing with all of the congregations I visit for their worship services for many years. And I think choir singing is a pretty good metaphor for living together in community. You need to think about what is yours to do, your special part. You need to listen very carefully, even as you're singing, so that you are understanding how you fit in. You need everybody, even the people who annoy you. You need them in order to be able to produce the beautiful sound that is your shared goal. So I like to think of the many faith choirs and choral groups singing hymns throughout our region as an important model of how we have a role, how we find our place in the community of human beings.